So, hello and welcome to a new episode of the Toast podcast. My name is Mariam Mando and I will be hosting this episode. And tonight we will be talking about why public speaking is so important nowadays and more than ever. And in the age of AI, communication is the key. Tonight, my guest is Hassan Jomaa. Hassan is an executive coach and a business expert. He has worked with people, with companies, with leaders to help them achieve their goals. Hi, Hassan.
Hello, and thank you for having me.
Welcome. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
That's great. Can you introduce yourself?
Of course. Well, I'm not going to start by listing my accomplishments because I believe it's not what you know, but it's more about what you stand for and what you do. Mm-hmm. So I'm a strong believer of purpose. And I believe that my purpose is linked with change. Changing people's lives.
Wow.
And I am passionate about partnering with people who have been living their lives as silent passengers who decided at some point that enough is enough. And they decided it was time for a change. Mm-hmm. They want to change their lives, they want to change their the way they are working on their goals, and they want to speak up.
Interesting. So you help people to change their lives? Like basically there are some people who feel like enough is enough?
That's when I come in. Mm-hmm. Because whether with executive coaching or if it was as business consulting, I partner with the people with the bright minds, people who have this urge to stand for their beliefs, stand for their purpose in life. Mm-hmm. And I guide them through a series of questions, meetings, where they can get more clarity and insight about what they want. Mm-hmm. More importantly, I make sure that they are heard, that their message is clear, and of course seen by the world.
Wow. Well, I wish if I met you a long time ago, I needed this change in my life. It took me ages to have a change. So Hassan, you help people even to speak up for themselves, right?
Yes.
But nowadays, in the era of AI and everything is becoming AI nowadays, how important public speaking and communication is?
Nowadays, we can see through social media that many people are speaking, but many more are not listening.
Wow.
Yeah, because public speaking.
This is dangerous,
Yeah, public speaking isn't about just speaking.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to speak right and to speak publicly, you need to have the skills of an observer.
Yeah. So it's like a sponge. You need to observe, you need to absorb everything around you and then to be able to speak.
Great speakers are great listeners and great observers. Because by listening and observing, they learn, they gather experience, and they learn to choose their words as their audience.
Okay. Tab Hassan, I have a question here. Nowadays in the in the era of AI, you know that you can give a script to an AI application or whatever, and they can read it for you. So a lot of people, maybe they have YouTube channels, maybe they want to deliver something, they want to present something. So instead of recording their own voices or instead of being themselves in front of the camera, they just let the AI read instead of them. Or are you with or against this?
Well, it's not about if I'm with or against, about what is more real, what is more effective.
More real is us, the human voice. More effective? I'm not sure of this.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you were scrolling through social media and you pass over 3 types of posts. Mm-hmm. One which is just words, and the other is just random slides. And the third is an actual person that is speaking. Which one catches your attention more?
If they are the three about the same topic,
Yeah?
yeah, I guess like the one who's telling you about it, because you will feel whether it's positive, negative, from the tonality and from all of these things.
From the tonality, not just that, but also because the real public speaking builds trust.
Yeah.
When you see the person who is speaking, when you see the delivery that's convincing and is especially speaking with confidence, knowing that public speaking also sharpens the skill of confidence and builds up more potential, you can feel it through the video.
Yeah, true. What about companies nowadays? Like when you go and apply for a job, let's say there are a lot of jobs around and people apply. Are they looking only for technical skills, or even communication and soft skills matter these days?
With with lots of information and the accessibility of information around the world, we have many experts in certain areas. Thankfully.
Yeah, I also will have ChatGPT, you know.
Yeah, I will tackle that later. Yeah, so we have experts in various areas. But let me give you an example about, let's say, a car. If the car is in parts, so you have the wheels, you have the body, you have the doors, you have the steering wheel, you have the gear apart. Is this car usable?
No.
So you need someone to put it all together.
True.
And due to the experiences we have been through in the last, especially 2 decades, the people who have the skill to communicate and bring all the pieces together, unfortunately, are very rare.
Wow.
So that's what companies are looking for. So you need this person or this team who can bring all the parts together so that they make the car usable.
So do you think communication is the key of success in this part?
Of course, communication is one of the most important keys of success. Because how can you communicate your success to someone else to see it?
True. There is a saying that I like. It says, those who tell stories rule societies. Is that correct or not? Telling stories doesn't mean telling any story, but they can communicate in this context.
Those who have the skill of public speaking do. Definitely, I totally agree with that. But we have been across many people telling stories. If it's not relevant to the audience, it's not going to work. If it is not told in a clear way or a clear manner, it's not going to work.
What about knowing your audience? How do you know what to tell to this audience that is different than that audience?
I've traveled around the world, and there is a technique that I've been using so that I am able to communicate best with the people of the country where I resided, which is I kept silent for a while.
Okay.
Just listening to how people communicate,
Absorbing.
what actually matters to them, how do they communicate the information, how they move, even the body language, which also is learned by public speaking. Then you know how to communicate with them and you get closer to them. For example, when I was in Africa, people thought that I was African because at the end of during my stay there, I started to talk like them, use the same words, same letters, same body language, so that they can get me better.
Yes. So you get connection with your audience before speaking. That's
you
very...
get in touch with the culture of the people.
Yeah, but it's not something that is easy or that, and it takes time. Like it's not something that you can do. For example, you have a speech now to deliver to a specific audience. You don't have time to go and check all of these things. What do you do in this case?
You don't just go give a speech to people you don't know. It's very essential. Like, for example, if you are going to give a speech about AI, Would you just go to any people and give
No,
them a
of course,
speech
like
about
people that
AI?
should be interested in this,
You
they
need
should
to
be
give
in
it
the field already.
Exactly. You should know that these people are interested in AI.
Mhm.
So you can't, like, for example, go give a speech about cooking to mechanics. They might be few interested,
Few of
but
them.
yeah. So knowing your audience is a very crucial part of public speaking.
Nowadays, if you talk with some people and those who work in companies and so like those who are very technical people, you know, those who sit in front of the screen and they don't leave it. And when you tell them about public speaking or the importance of communication skills, they say like, no, I'm not interested. I just want to focus on my job, finish my job, and that's all what I need. Can we give them like a small advice on how important, like technically, you're a very important person, but what if you improve it with some soft skills? Can you give a small advice for these people?
Of course.
Yeah.
It's going to be small, but I hope it's very important to them. So I'm going to tell it to them like directly through the
Exactly,
camera.
with purpose.
Dear the people who she was talking about, I know that you believe what you do is very precious and very valuable. But let me ask you this. If you owned a gold mine, what value is it to you if you don't learn the skill to dig it up? Think about it. Last word I want to tell everyone who believes he has something valuable. To make it even more valuable, share it. Learn the skill to share it. Through public speaking is one crucial way that you can use, one very important skill that you can sharpen so that you can share this information, especially nowadays with so much news going on. People are just trying to run to someone who can really speak confidently so that they can calm themselves down and understand what's happening. So we need people to speak with confidence, we need people to speak with clarity, and we need people to pass on information and experience to younger generations.
I hope that our audience will benefit from what you said. As you were mentioning, we need to speak publicly, but with purpose, with intention, and with a message at the end. I think that you delivered your message very well, Hassan.